Okay, hello and welcome to day 37 of the 40-day fast. And today is Tuesday, January, I'm sorry, no, day's kind of late right now. It's Tuesday, February 7, 2012. Tuesday, February 7, 2012. And today I'm making a use of a program I have that records the screen, and that's because I want to go more into the places I have gone that have helped me uh, find information that has helped me, lose all the weight. Like I say, this week I'm mainly going to talk about, all the different things I did. So yesterday I was telling you that I did the water cure, and to find out about the water cure, you know, uh, let me open the screen here, and okay, so the water cure is basically a little bit more. Okay, here we go. And now, all right. Okay, here we are. So, as you can see, in here you go to the critical water information, but the place to go is up here, watercure the number 2.org, and you go to that, or .com will automatically take you this .org. So where you put watercure number 2.com or .org, it automatically going to take you to this page. Now, when you're in this page, you'll get to see the picture of Dr. Batman Jellish. I call that my real superhero, because when I was on 8 medications, following his recipe of the water cure, I was able to leave my medication in 2 months. So this Batman Jellish, this is the one that did all the research. He was a prisoner in the Ayatollah Khomeini regime, and because he was a medical doctor, they did not kill him, but they were using him in the prison to take care of the other patients. And due to the strenuous conditions, a lot of people had tumors in the stomach, and he had all the medication possible to deal with those tumors. But there was a couple of his patients that they had been for days with pain that they would not stop. And so while he was thinking of prepare a cocktail of different drugs to give him, he told the patient to just drink a glass of water while he was thinking about that. And about 15 minutes later, the patient, after 3 days of constant pain, said, I begin to feel a little better. Okay, well, go ahead and drink some more water. So the whole story is after about an hour and a half or so, all the pain was gone. Without giving him medication, he was just thinking what to give him, and by just giving him water in a period of about an hour and a half to 2 hours, the whole pain was gone. So he began to look more seriously into the water, and so he wrote so he experimented with water with over 5,000 inmates in that facility, and he saw a lot of great things happen with that. So that's why he came up with the recipe of the water cure. It sounds very unconventional. He recommends that you use salt and water, but the salt is raw sea salt. It's not the regular table salt. Raw sea salt is grayish and it looks like it's wet. And what raw sea salt, it has about 80 nutrients that the DNA can use to repair itself. Because despite of people telling you that salt is bad for you, the salt that is bad for you is the white table salt. Because to make a white table salt, they heat it up and they add aluminum silicate to make it white and porous and make it cosmetically appeal, very white. But in the process, it bleaches out, it loses about 60 of those 82 nutrients. So it becomes like a foreign substance to the body, and the body doesn't know what to do with it. So that's the salt that kills. But there's a salt that heals, because when I have explained to my doctor, that I control my diabetes by drinking the water and salt, he says, how is that? How could that be? Well, I told him, first of all, if I come here to the hospital with my blood sugar very high, what's the fastest thing that you do to bring it down? You give me water and salt in an IV. That's a water, it's a saline solution. So you know about it. You charge $350 to the insurance company for the little bag that you put in me, but that's the only way that you bring it down the well. So you're aware of this, but you dare not keep me just drinking water and salt because I'm never gonna come and see you. So I told the doctor that, he hadn't thought about it, but he realized that that's true. They give us water and salt to bring the sugar level down, and then it keeps us on pill forevermore. And but I told him to go study, a little bit on raw sea salt, and find out the properties that it has, because most medical doctors only have less than 72 hours of nutrition courses in the whole year that they go to school to become doctors. Especially here in America. In other countries, it's different. So most of them, not to blame them, I think they really don't know. They just go over what they're being told. But I told him, and if water is so bad for you, how come 2/3 of the living organisms in the planet, which are in the ocean, survive in a healthy environment, in a place made of water and salt? And as a matter of fact, the plants, that kelp, chlorella, all the plants from the sea, the mineral content in them is way higher than all of the plants outside here in the outside world. And have more medicinal properties than any other plants out here. So what's wrong about that? What's wrong with the water and salt? There's nothing wrong, but they haven't thought about these things. But if any doctor gives you any lip about that, you can just tell them those two things, and they can just be quiet about that because they haven't thought about it. But there's great healing property, in the raw sea salt. And because all the minerals that should be in our fruits and vegetables, we are recommended that we take a lot of fruits and vegetables. And that is a great thing to do. But sadly to say, most of the soils where our vegetables and fruits are being grown, they're not nourished properly. They just use harvest after harvest, and they don't know how to rest the land, and make it recultivate itself, and they don't know how to compost. They lack all these things. It's just commercialized, and they never give the land some rest. So most of the lands where our foods are grown, especially in America, are depleted of all the nourishment. So they might have, of all the minerals, they might have very few minerals, and that's why a lot of these plants that grow in lands that are depleted of minerals, they need to have pesticides and insecticides, sprayed on them to protect them of any plague from mosquitoes or other invasion, because they're not strong enough to defend themselves. But if the content of the land, the mineral content of the land was strong, so they had all this, then the plant knows how to defend itself. The plant has its own powerful immune system, but because it lacks the natural mineral content that the earth can provide, it's not able to defend itself. That's why we resort to all these things. And so, one easy, quick way, like I made it available for us to, even in the midst of all this depletion and erosion of the land that is not supplying us what our need, we can always use the raw sea salt, put it in a shaker, the one that you can shake like that, and use that in your meals too. So you can be adding some of the nutrients that are deficient. I put it on my mangoes, when I'm eating mangoes, I put it on everything. I like that salt. I put it on my watermelon, lemons and salt. I mean, I love that salt. And for years I've been taking it, but that brought control. So don't think that because I'm recommending that this is something bad. This is something that's been used for centuries. So he just rediscovered something that was being helpful for a lot of people. So he wrote a book about it. He wrote a book called Your Body Many Cries for Water. And it's a great book. So if you ever get a chance, you can go to his website. His website is watercure.com without the numeral, just watercure.com, and there you go. But here, when you go to this page, you go here to where it says critical, right below his picture. It says critical water cure information. You click there, and it takes you to this page with this critical water cure information. And here, right here, it says you must read this, the water cure recipe, before attempting it. And so here you click on the water cure recipe, and it gives you everything about to start taking it. But no steps to follow, especially if you're not a person that drinks a lot of water. If you drink coffee, it gives you everything. It gives you all the breakdown, and you can print this out and then begin to follow the water cure. Basically what they recommend, like Dr. Batman Jelish, he recommends that every person is going to be a serious water drinker and hydrate his body. You need to drink half of your body weight in ounces. So drinking 8 glasses of water a day, which is what most of the the people recommend 8 glasses a day, that's 64 ounces. That's for a person that only weighs 128 pounds. And hardly to say in America, we're overweight or obese or extremely obese. I was extremely obese. And so 128, even I'm not 128. Who knows, I might get there, but I don't plan to go that low. I believe it's going to be 140 this Friday. Woo. Anyhow, but I'm only 140. I'm not 128. I don't ever hope to be, that low. But that's for a person that is even skinnier than me. So if you're drinking 8 glasses of water a day, that's fine. That's better than the average person. But you're still not up to the capacity that your body needs to have. And your pee should be coming out clear. Should always clear, because clear pee means your body's alkaline, and you want to keep it alkaline, because when in an alkaline environment, I like the alkaline because alkaline is represented by a plus, pH plus. Once you have the cross in it, it's good for you. If it doesn't have the cross in it, not good for you. The cross, is a sign of life for your body. A minus sign, a flat line. You know what a flat line is? Death. You don't want a flat line. You don't want a negative pH. That means acidic. So you want to have life. You want to have the plus sign. You want to have the cross in there. Okay. Because everything that has, everything that puts itself on the cross is dead to itself, and it only lives to benefit you. But everything that is out of the cross is just, just looking for its own benefit. So there's a lot of hidden mystery there in that, but I'm not going to delve into that right now. But that's the whole idea. You want to keep your pH alkaline, because once in an alkaline environment, no bad bacteria, nothing that needs to be in your body survives. It's immediately killed. It's like, all the acidic in your body is like vampires, and the alkaline is like the brightness of the sun. Once the alkaline atmosphere appears, all the acidity just, all the bacteria just goes away. Can't stay in your body. It just dies. It's just like darkness appears at the presence of light. So that's the whole key of all this thing. Eating fruits, all raw fruits, keep you alkaline, keep your body and your pH balance alkaline, upwards of 7 and 8. And if your body's alkaline past 8 or 8.5, pretty good. Chances are you're never going to have any sort of sickness. I was very fortunate that I moved to live in this house. I rented a room here, and in this house, the lady here, she also was diagnosed with cancer, and by the diet that she followed, she became a raw food person and juicing, and she bought a machine, a Cajun machine, machine that through magnetic plates makes the water become alkaline, up to 9.5 alkaline. So I was very fortunate when I came here. They already had this machine, and I had been reading up on it. So I came here in December 2009 to this house. And November 2009, I already had been taking the alkaline, but I was going to this store, and I was paying 75 cents a gallon to have a gallon of that every day, alkaline. And but when I came to this house, she had the machine here already. So praise God. I mean, since then I've been just, all my water is 9.5 alkaline. So the Lord really blessed me and put me in this environment. So praise God for that. But that's the whole idea. Even drinking the water and salt, because salt, especially sea salt, has a lot of electrolytes, and and it electrifies your body, and therefore also makes the body become alkaline. So all these things are helpful. So, but stay away from the table salt. All that stuff is bad for you. Everything that man lays his hand in to make it look prettier, he just destroys it. He's thinking he's making it look pretty, but in the process, he's destroyed, because God, everything He made it perfect and complete and ready. So that's the whole purpose of that. So that's where you go to get the water cure. Now, there's another website I want to share with you. It's called Cure Zone. That's CUREZ as in zebra, ONE.com. And now here, when you go in here, this is the place where I found out how to, I like their logo, educating instead of medicating, you know, because really the word doctor, we have been brainwashed into thinking that that's the one that is going to go and give us a little pill to take care of our ailments. But the word doctor means a knowledgeable one, a one who's an expert in an area. He has mastered a certain field. So he's got plenty of knowledge and understanding in a certain area. So that's what it means. You are a doctor means you have a lot of knowledge about certain way of taking care of things, and then you give that knowledge and send it out. Don't give a pill. A pill is just, just got a drug pusher can do that, and but the thing is, so a doctor, that's what I mean. That's why you can get a doctorate in philosophy. People have a doctorate in philosophy, doctor in science. They have doctors in different things. Doctor is just the title of having knowledge. So to me, it's a vain thing if you give yourself, I am the knowledgeable one because I am a doctor, and yet you don't impart knowledge. You just get people to depend on a little pill. They don't even know what it has in it, but they're going to trust you because you gave yourself the title of the knowledgeable one. Wow. But you never gave your knowledge to anybody. So that's just witchcraft. You know that the word pharmacy comes from a Greek word pharmakia. Pharmakia is where we get the word pharmacy from. But pharmakia in the Bible means witchcraft. The mixing of potions and spells and all that. That's what the word means. So we're back to witchcraft era right now with the pharmacy industry. Just describing you a little spell, spelling out your prescription for you and say, go get this and this is going to take care of you. People depending on the prescription being spelled out for them so they can go get their little spell and potion to drink and feel that they're going to be cured that way. They just become slave to medication. So that's why I like this logo, educating instead of medicating. But here, one good thing that everybody can do, is do the liver flush. Even if you don't have stones, but liver flush is, if you're having problems with gallbladder stones, anybody, and they're about to go under the knife for some surgery, send them to this website, because I was ready to go under the knife. Kaiser was calling me in that year that happened. I had the first time in my life that I had insurance when I was working there, and so Kaiser knew about it because they had diagnosed that I had the gallstones, and they were calling me, well, Mr. Castro, we're waiting for you. When you're ready, we'll be getting ready to operate. And they were ready to cut up my, my gallbladder. A bunch of butchers, but they're ready to put that knife on you because that means a lot of money for them. But in any case, thank God that didn't happen. But I went here, somebody guided me to this, and here, when you're here, you can go here to this part where it says Google search for search cure zone, and then you can write here liver flush, and then hit Google search, and here it takes you to the first choice here, Dr. Hulda Clark's liver cleanse. That's the one I follow, and it got rid, dedicated all the whole week and a Saturday and a Sunday for this, and they were gone. Once you do this, they recommend that you do it every 2 years. Now I did it then, like 2003, and I haven't done it since then. I should do it again. Eventually, I guess later on I'm going to do it. But at this point, because I have not been eating junk stuff like I used to do before, I don't think there's a lot of bad stuff in my system. But it will do a lot of wonders for you. You can read there, what happens when a gallbladder is full of stones. And it can be as much as 2,000 stones, because the stones are like small little grain of sands, the little balls made of cholesterol that have calcified and hardened itself. So, but it'll explain to you how to get rid of it. So that's a good place to go. So those are 2 places I went, and I started with that. Okay. Another thing that I also did is I also incorporated walking, and I started doing that more this last year, and I started in the middle of the year, like in May. And at first I was walking about 3 hours. That's how much it would take me, and now I have cut it in half, the same distance pretty much, but the time otherwise is half, because somehow I picked up the pace. I don't feel like I'm accelerating. I feel like I'm walking normally, but the people that have seen me walk by and said, man, Mr. Castro, you walk so fast. And I'm not thinking that I'm walking fast, I'm just thinking that I'm walking normal. I don't think that I'm rushing or anything. It's just, I guess my pace has accelerated, but I feel that that acceleration, it feels normal to me. People that don't walk, they think that I'm walking too fast, but I don't feel like I'm walking too fast. But I pretty much cover the same territory. It's about, I think, about 7 miles a day that I walk. And so when you do something like that, and walking has great deal of benefit for your body. It just exercises every organ in your body in the most gentle way and non-impacted way that it can do. It's like a massage of life. It's like when you walk, your whole organs are being massaged. Everything vibrates. And if you like to sing while you walk, that's even great. You want you want to breathe and breathe deeply. You want to do like nose breathing. Just dedicate about maybe 30 minutes of your walking to just nose breathing. Just breathe through your nostrils, deep out. Without opening your mouth, because you will be more oxygenated. That's an easy way to get all your body oxygenated. And oxygenation brings you to alkaline levels like that in no time. So the whole idea is to make your body alkaline. So you walk to get some sunshine. Make sure that you take your head off if there's some sunshine, and let it fall on your head. Make sure that you have a little short sleeve, so a little exposure to your hands, a little bit of the sun exposed to your hands, because about 20 to half hour of sunshine falling on your hands and on your face it gives you about 20,000 units of vitamin D. And vitamin D is it's great. It's great for it activates about 2,000 hormones and in your whole body. It's amazing. And so and also converts the cholesterol in your skin. It converts the cholesterol into vitamin D. So it's wonderful. So you get all these benefits. You get the air, and you breathe deeply as you walk. You dedicate 30 minutes of that to do that. All of that keeps you alkaline because you keep your body oxygenated. That's the first thing I feel. I feel like I give my body a breakfast of oxygen every morning when I do that. And you feel so invigorated, you come back, your whole body's feel like it's tingling, and vibrating with life. And it's a great experience. That's why, I enjoy walking, it's a great satisfaction if you do it and you put your whole heart into it. So those are the things that I've said so far. So I think I've taken a lot of your time, but these are the things that I thought I'd show you the website. But those are two main websites, curezone.com and WaterCure number 2 to get the recipe, and there you can start following that. And then tomorrow I'm going to spend more time talking about different things that you could start eating if you're a meat eater. Have to start cutting down on that, because you won't be able to stop altogether. I wasn't able to stop eating meat for a long time. It took me a while, so because once you have bad habits, and I had them for years, so it takes a while, but it's been 10 years. It's going to be close to 2003 when I got the stroke, and I was that bent out of shape. That next year 2013 will be 10 years. So that's what it's taking me 10 years to correct all my bad habits. So give yourself some time. If you were as bad as I was, but start little by little. Just know that you're moving forward. You're acquiring knowledge. You're being encouraged. You're not gonna continue in the old bad habits. You're gonna little by little gather the things in steps. And so give yourself some time, so then that it becomes a natural part of your life when once you arrive there, and it's just easy for you to stay there, because in your mind there's no way you're gonna go back to the old way, because you already lost the taste. Your body's already retrained. It doesn't have the taste for the other things. See, that is the way to do it. So it becomes not a diet that you do for a little while, but a change of life that remains with you for the rest of your life. And that's the whole idea of doing this. And fasting is another wonderful thing, that I will explain some more in the next. So it's 3 more days to go. The fast is supposed to end. The 48th day is going to be on Fresh Friday. But like I said, my energy level has been good so far. And, I'm just going to keep on the grapes, for the 60-day period, like Johanna Brandt recommends. That will be all for today. So, thanks for your attention.